This is it. We're getting to the top 5. The greatest animated movies of last year. Here we go.
What are you doing in my swamp?
You wouldn't believe that an alligator dressed like this one would make it to the number 5 spot in this ranking. Arlo the Alligator Boy was the second to be mainstream animated film of the new decade, and unlike Candace Against the Universe, this one is actually a backdoor pilot for their series. Even as a pilot, the movie still stands on its own. 'Cause Beyond Those Walls is a familiar, but engaging story about identity and quirks, beautiful animation that brings that television vibe, lovable characters that embrace their flaws and quirks, and an incredible soundtrack of musical numbers. Hey look, I put a DD pilot over a Pixar movie. I hope some Pixar fans would be okay with that. I don't watch animated series anymore, with a few exceptions, so unfortunately I won't watch I Heart Arlo. But, from what I have seen from the trailer, it looks like a promising show that would follow up the movie. Typically with movie pilots to these shows, we get duds like Jimmy Neutron, Barnhead, Clone Wars and Wonder Park, but this one is a gem that will age just as well as the series. This is the first animated franchise made by Netflix for Netflix, and for what it is a great start. It's an animated franchise bringer that will leaving you clamoring for more, 'cause we know that we can have it. Welcome to the Family Madrigal. This is a movie about the family Madrigal. Lin-Manuel Miranda is coming back to Disney with a musical about the family Madrigal. Encanto is pretty much the opposite of Raya and the Last Dragon, where it has everything Raya does not. Well, aside from the well-crafted animation, of course. Instead of an original story that rips off other movies, this one is creative and engaging. Instead of garbage action and lowbrow humor, this one has catchy musical numbers from Miranda himself. Instead of a convoluted message that's handled, as well as how the Republicans handled this stupid pandemic, this movie's message of family and gifts is beautifully displayed with strength and heart. Instead of annoying retards and major grassholes, we got a whole family of characters that, gift or no gift, can be just as special as the movie itself. Sure, the premise sounds like Invincible, but the movie has enough original writing to differentiate itself from the Amazon original. Unlike Raya, this is the first time that Miranda has wrote songs for a Disney animated feature since Moana, which was 5 years prior. Those 5 years are worth it because of the final result. I thought Disney animation was going downhill again after watching a mediocre sequel to my favorite movie from them, and an overrated piece of crap, but when this came out, I knew that the revival era is still going on to this day. And it's all thanks to the family Madrigal. Here goes the top 3. We have 2 near-flawless features, and 1 masterpiece that they were close to beating, starting with My Little Pony, A New Generation. As a brony myself, who used to watch Friendship is Magic and has seen the 2017 movie, this movie is a bit of an awkward stage nostalgia trip. This film brings back what made Generation 4 a banger with gorgeous and colorful animation, and surprisingly great performances onto some memorable ponies that will resonate with bronies and big sisters old and new. But what made this movie amazing for me is the writing. They built an entire story around a powerful commentary on racism, xenophobia, propaganda and all other sorts of bigotry and discrimination, which is absolutely needed not only for My Little Pony movie, but literally any movie in general. Sure, we got plenty of movies that play with the message like Zootopia, Smallfoot and Trolls World Tour, but we just need more movies that get political, and I think A New Generation fits the bill perfectly. We need to call out authoritarian nationalism, whether it's Donald Trump's cult, the Chinese Communist Party, the Russian Nazis, etc. It's also fitting that this message is in a movie like this, since there are Nazis bronies in the fandom. Also, the musical numbers here are the definition of bussin' bussin'. Sheesh, these songs are catchy and addictive in every way, from Gonna Be My Day to I've Got Your Back to Danger Danger to Glowing Up to fit right into It's Alright. In fact, the Glowing Up song and her performance as Pit Petals is the greatest thing Sophia Carson has done. For an actress that starred in one of my arch enemies, that is saying a cheese ton. To start a new generation of a franchise, you need to start on a bang, and this movie shows you how. Then you'll fit right in.
We're the Spaceballs! Watch out, we're the Spaceballs!
Get ready for the hate mail again, cause I talked about the most overrated animated film of 2021, and now I'm talking about the most underrated movie of 2021. With that said, come on in, Slam, and welcome to the Space Jam. I am serious. This was my most anticipated film of last year, after some other movie I'll talk about next. And unlike other movies that disappointed me, like Tom and Jerry and Free Guy, this one lived up to the hype. It's not perfect, since there are similarities to Finding Nemo, but it's still a great addition to the Looney Tunes filmography, with a story and tone that stays true to the nature of the franchise, animation that does a fantastic job at bringing the Toons and the Serververse to life, both 2D and 3D, characters that be themselves with subtle development and strong performances, and a message against controlling parents and ABA therapy. No, I don't headcanon Don as autistic. But I still see myself in him, as he struggles with denial and having somebody's destiny given to him, which is relatable to me. He also dreams of game design, which I also can relate. Even though I will be sticking to filmmaking instead, with 2 of my video game ideas being just upcoming series on YouTube about concepts for hypothetical titles. This movie is as funny as it can get, delivering a joke or gag almost every second. The soundtrack, both score and songs, hits different. I mean, why the hell would critics slam this great cinematic gem? Oh, because it's a commercial for HBO Max? Excuse me, but did the characters even say HBO Max? No. Just because the movie has other Warner properties as cameos, that doesn't mean it's advertising the streaming service. That's like saying that Ralph Breaks the Internet is a giant commercial for Disney Plus just because of the Oh My Disney sequence, and that movie is not good for it. Those Disney princesses serve a purpose to the story in the Disney film, and the Warner properties in this movie serve a purpose to the world building, and even the Looney Tunes development. Don't believe me, Granny got her confidence and fighting skills from the Matrix, and Lola Bunny is a freaking Amazon. She wouldn't do basketball if it wasn't for Wonder Woman. If you want pointless cameos, go watch Free Guy. If you want to see a giant commercial for streaming, Free Guy is the film you criticize. Not this. No, the Space Jam sequel is better than that spit in the face to Detective Pikachu's success. By the way, is that movie the reason why Detective Pikachu's sequel was scrapped? What the hell, Disney? Back to this movie. It may be a guilty pleasure, but damn, the sequel bussin', sheesh. And the award for Best Animated Film of 2021 goes to The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Trust me, you all expect this to be number 1. Here's why. The story revolves around an upcoming college freshman who ends up going up on a road trip with her family, but deals with a tech uprising caused by one phone being obsolete. This blend between road trip and robot apocalypse is so original, and they absolutely go together. Of course, this is the funniest Sony animated film. Why would end it? The animation decides to go for a similar art style to mine, with a bit more human traits, alongside the same rendering we loved in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and some 2D effects sprinkled in there. It all looks amazing, and it looks more stylized than the 2018 film, and delivers some cool action as a bonus. The characters all have a distinct personality relating to a specialty, like Katie being a movie geek, Rick being into nature, Aaron being obsessed with dinosaurs, Linda going crazy about the rival family in Instagram and uniting her own folks, Mark being this over-the-top relatable tech CEO, the two robots who are a duo of idiots, and Pal being this galactic dictator. But the thing that really makes the movie for me is the relatability. This movie represents the autism community, LGBTQ+, and the entirety of Generation Z. Seeing this film portray characters in the spectrum without any ableist stereotypes whatsoever just melts my heart. It's obvious that having a lesbian be the main character is great. As for the latter, this is literally a Gen Z movie, delivering a feeling and soundtrack that connects with us in a way that, you know what, couldn't. The final battle scene with Live Your Life is my favorite part of the movie because of how nostalgic it is. It almost made me cry every time I think about it. The memory of that scene just makes the song better. All of this just makes Mitchell's a flawless masterpiece. It is everything Sony Pictures Animation should do in a movie, and everything that their earlier films should have been, especially the Emoji Movie. This is no doubt the greatest animated feature you can find on Netflix, and specifically the #1 animated film of 2021. And that's all I got for this special post-year ranking. Last year was definitely crowded for animated features, and this year will be no different, since both theatrical and streaming releases will collide again. Thanks for watching this 4-part New Year's special, and make sure to like, share and subscribe to build up this channel for greater things for the 2020s, and also, wear a mask, get vaxxed, Black Lives Matter, and stop Asian hate. This is Koizi, signing out.